So here's the thing. The ancient gardening secret that grows vegetables bigger than your head, and honestly, there's no magic needed. A giant revolution for your garden starts right here. Just imagine, walking into your backyard and being greeted by a cabbage that's, well, the size of your own head. And I'm not talking metaphorically big, I'm talking literally massive, wide as a dinner plate, with leaves stretching over neighboring rows, and roots that are thick and stubborn from plunging deep into rich soil. It might sound like a fairy tale, but hey, this isn't fantasy. This is what happens when you unlock a long-lost gardening technique, powerful enough to change everything you thought you knew about growing vegetables. Welcome back to Soil and Crop Central, where today, we're cracking open the vault of ancient agricultural wisdom. And look, this is no gimmick, no chemical shortcut, and definitely no expensive gadget. It's a real method, passed down through generations of farmers who, honestly grew food to feed entire cities, not just their own families. We're talking about vegetables that are so big and so full of life, your neighbors will swear you're using something unnatural, but actually you're not. You're just using nature, more wisely than most people ever learned to. Now let's talk about unearthing the ancient method that grew empires. Long before synthetic fertilizers and those pre-packaged garden kits, ancient civilizations were already cultivating giant, nutrient-dense crops by using natural strategies. These were rooted in observation, patience, and honestly a deep respect for the land. It's believed this method started in early Mediterranean and Mesopotamian agriculture, regions where land was precious and productivity was, well, absolutely vital. Those farmers understood that if the soil was alive, the plants would be too. So here's the real secret. It was a fermented plant tonic. This was an organic elixir, crafted from ingredients so simple, you'd probably find them in any working garden. And this mixture, it wasn't just a fertilizer, it was a biological stimulant that supercharged the soil, encouraged beneficial microbes, and fed plants with an intensity that, honestly, modern products just can't match. What's really stunning is how effective this method still is today, especially when you pair it with what we now know from modern soil science. So, what exactly is this ancient formula that makes vegetables swell in size and vitality? Well, it starts with aged compost or worm castings, both rich in microbial life. Then you add in unsulfured molasses, which acts as a food source for those microbes. Next comes fish emulsion or liquid seaweed, which brings in trace minerals and nitrogen in a form that plants can actually use. Finally, you dilute the mixture with clean, chlorine-free water. Rainwater is really ideal here to bring it all together. To craft your own batch at home, you'll want to combine 1 cup of aged compost, 1 cup of unsulfured molasses, and 1 cup of fish emulsion or liquid seaweed with 10 cups of rainwater. Mix everything thoroughly in a large bucket, cover it loosely, and then let the solution sit for about 24 to 48 hours at room temperature. This fermentation step actually activates microbial colonies, basically waking up the soil food web. After the fermentation period, just strain out any solids and dilute the resulting liquid again, 1 part tonic to 5 parts water. You can now apply this mixture directly to the base of your plants or use it as a foliar spray. For best results, go ahead and apply once a week during the growing season. It's really that simple. No synthetic nutrients, no need for store-bought solutions. Just pure ancient knowledge in a bucket. So here's why this works so well, and honestly, why you'll probably get hooked on it. This technique taps into a foundational truth. Plants just thrive in biologically active soil. The molasses feeds the beneficial microbes, causing an explosion in microbial activity. Those microbes in turn break down organic matter and minerals, converting them into forms your plants can absorb instantly. And, the fish emulsion or seaweed adds trace minerals, hormones, and nitrogen, which really supports lush foliage and aggressive root expansion. When you apply this tonic, you're not just feeding plants, you're actually enhancing the entire soil system. The result is faster growth, greener leaves, stronger roots, and vegetables that exceed their usual size by a noticeable margin. In side-by-side trials, crops treated with this formula routinely outperformed control groups in both size and health. Tomatoes grew thicker vines and heavier fruit. Root vegetables like carrots and beets became longer, plumper, and richer in color. And wow, leafy greens just burst with flavor, texture, and size. From seed to supersize with visible results, let's follow a real-world test to see how this works in practice. So 2 rows of zucchini are planted in the same conditions, sunlight, spacing, soil, but only 1 row receives the ancient tonic weekly. Within just 2 weeks, the difference is unmistakable. The treated plants are greener, with noticeably thicker stems and faster bud formation. By harvest, their fruit is nearly double in size, with stronger skins and longer shelf lives. So, this method works particularly well with crops that really demand a lot from the soil. Think pumpkins, squash, melons, and tomatoes. Their size potential often goes, completely untapped in poor or stagnant soil. But once the microbial engine is turned on and fed consistently, the plants respond with a vigor that honestly looks almost unnatural. And yet, it's all natural. That's the beauty of it. Beyond sheer vegetable size, there's a deeper benefit here. You're practicing true regenerative gardening. This ancient method doesn't deplete your soil. It enriches it. Over time, repeated applications improve soil texture, increase microbial biodiversity, and even help reduce disease and pest pressure. Your garden becomes more self-sustaining with each season. Now, although the name of the game today is oversized veggies, this tonic works wonders across all areas of your garden. You can use it to revive tired lawns, boost flowering in roses and perennials, and give berry bushes a massive head start. Herbs like basil and cilantro grow thicker and more aromatic, and even fruit trees respond positively when drenched around the root zone. So, really, it's a game changer for just about everything you grow. Don't just watch, join the giant veggie revolution. If this ancient gardening secret has sparked your curiosity, don't just let it sit in your browser. Seriously, get out there, make a batch and put it to the test. Just start with 1 or 2 plants, watch what happens in, say, a week, and then imagine your entire garden operating at that level. The more you use this method, the better your soil becomes. Beneficial microbes multiply, nutrient cycles stabilize, and your plants start to depend less on you and more on the environment you've created. That's the definition of sustainable gardening. That's how you grow vegetables bigger than your head, without chemicals, without tricks, and without breaking the bank. This method isn't just a secret anymore, it's your new go-to strategy. And if you're feeling inspired, take action right now. Grow bigger, grow better, share the secret. You've now got one of the most powerful tools in the gardening world right at your fingertips. And the best part? It didn't come from a laboratory. It came from history, from nature, and from generations of growers who knew how to listen to the land. If you're ready to take your garden to the next level, subscribe to Soil and Crop Central. Hit that like button, share this with your gardening crew, and drop a comment below telling us what crop you're going to experiment with first. We want to hear your results, see your giant vegetables, and grow this community of smart, sustainable gardeners together.